Thank you guys for coming. This is going to be a little bit different than what you've seen prior. This is actually a panel discussion that involves you, the audience, as well as our panelists. So I highly encourage anyone that wants to give feedback or has a question or wants to participate to actually participate in the discussion that we're going to have tonight. I'm going to introduce our panelists and ask some questions that I have for them, but I want to involve everyone in this discussion too. So again, I highly encourage you to do so. So Nathan, here on my left, is Mystic Styles, which has been producing events based around experimental dance music since 2016. The events also implement aspects of performance art and fashion design. Nathan is also a private eye gallery, which has its own space for 1.5 years, and is now transitioning to guerrilla programming. Nathan? Maria is an illustrator, cartoonist, and organizer of Design Fest Houston since 2012. In 2018, she began her tenure as curatorial fellow at the Houston Center for Contemporary Craft, which held an awesome event last night. She is currently an MA candidate in Arts Leadership Program at the University of Houston. Over the years, she has been active in various capacities as an activist, artist, featured in shows at Lockwood Museum, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it, Central Track, Party and Studios, Matchbox Gallery, and Nickelodeon Collective. Henry Sanchez, born and raised in Houston, East End. He returned from New York City in 2016. Mr. Sanchez was then founded, I guess, LOCA? The Law Office Center for Citizenship Art, which is a very awesome product and venue, an active law office and a social platform for artists and social justice groups to collaborate on events and programs. And another Houston native, Shura Bayam. Did I pronounce that correctly? How do you say it? Ashura. That's right. Yeah. Okay, sorry. As a production called Lovelady, Texas, he has worked, taught, curated, and done other various things at museums and galleries. And he participates in projects across multiple disciplines, including education, politics, and art. Yeah, Sandra Eden is an executive director and chief curator at DiverseWorks, a multidisciplinary art organization in Houston. She has organized and curated exhibitions, performances since 1999 in Greensboro, North Carolina, which I'm very familiar with, New York, Vienna, Austria, and Toronto. So thank you very much to all the panelists that are participating tonight. And again, thank you to the audience for taking part in this. So I would like to start out by asking you guys a question as panelists. Can you let us know a little bit more about you and what role that you play or participate in the creative community? All right, can you let us know a little bit more about you and what role that you play in this creative community?
Hello, I'm Nathan. I play a couple roles, or a few maybe. I do have a gallery called Private Eye. I had a brick and mortar for 1.5 years and I just stopped being there, but I'm still going to show work, so I guess I try to show artists that aren't getting shown. I really just try to show artists that I really fuck with, but a lot of times they aren't getting shown, which is strange. So maybe a platform for young artists. Also there's been fashion shows and stuff like that, and sound programming at the gallery, and also throw raves. And like, I've thrown a lot of events, but it's turned more to like dance music shit. So I would say that the parties I throw, or I can say with certainty that there's no other events done like that, at least in Houston. So it's like, I don't know, experimental club music that attracts all sorts of different kinds of people. It's a very global scene. So I would say I occupy that niche here and book a lot of artists that wouldn't get booked elsewhere, and it's really, really fun. Yeah.
Well, I'm still kind of new to the scene because I've only been back about 2.5 years, and I guess my role is still developing. But I started my project here on Canal Street, here in the East End, which is my father's old law office. And it's a place where artists can come and work with different social justice groups. As a matter of fact, I've worked with a number of artists organize, some of them are here, and especially with diverse works, to help do some of these programs. It's a way to collaborate, it's a way to sort of change the sort of aesthetic sense that one thinks about when we go to the social justice activist meeting, and it's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be something that's artful, because artists are collaborating. Anyway, I'm starting a new project. It's called the Bio Art Vibratorium, which is again over here in the East End. It's on the bayou, literally on the bayou. It's across from Tony Barrett Park. It's going to be open the last 3 weekends of April. It's an art studio and a science lab where people can come and make artwork with images that you can produce from the microscope. If you're not, you can do that. Make art out of it, make large biological posters, and at the same time, we have boat tours that will tell you about the nature and the history of that part of the body. It's all going to be bilingual because it's very important to me that la comunidad that's over here, the community, is part of this. They will share the aesthetic experiences, the way of like having an interconnection with nature. So that's kind of what I'm trying to contribute. And it's all free. Everyone can come. And I thank friends that I've met while I was here, since I've been here in Houston. And that's kind of what's made this such a pleasurable, 2.5 years so far.
So I guess I got involved in arts organizing in Houston back 2010, 2011 with the sort of emergent, non-commercial, experientially based art event called Countercrawl. Anybody out here who remembers it? Countercrawl. It was sort of a ragtag group of artists who were just trying to eke out a place outside of sort of traditional art fairs or art crawl paradigms, just to see another side of it and give room for people who don't usually get that representation to have a moment to be seen, to be heard. We also were focused on giving people a full experience during it, so we would take people on this sort of meandering bike ride, and there would be mystery spots, and there was a lot of immersive qualities to it. So through that I got to know a lot of really amazing artists who are working in all genres, visual, performative, music, dance. And that was a really great thing, and out of that, the community grew, and I ended up being asked by the late Shane Patrick Boyle, who founded Zine Fest Houston, and Lindsay Simard, who had been helming it up until 2013, asked me and Anastasia Courageous to be the new organizer of Zine Fest Houston. So we took that over in 2013. And have been growing a festival and trying to strengthen our community ever since. Houston's a very diffuse place geographically, so for people who were doing DIY self-publishing work, it seemed really important to build a long-term stable community around the medium. And over the years, we added other organizers like Sarah Welch, who's an illustrator and one of our organizing team members, and Evan McCarley as well, who is one of the organizers of Experimental Action, so props to her as well. Give it up for Evan. So I've been involved in those capacities, and then very recently I did begin working at the Center for Contemporary Craft, where I've been really, really fortunate to be exposed to even more wonderful artistic talent, including Antonius, who is from Houston originally, so I'm going to count them in the Houston True. We've had a really productive collaborative relationship, and I'm really grateful for it. And so that's sort of where I'm at now. A lot of different experiences, but I've met a lot of really amazing people, so I'm very grateful for Houston being the way it is.
So my name is Asher Bayan. I'm from the north side of Houston. I've worked at a few museums and with a lot of different creators doing shows in and around Houston. I'm 26, I'm black, besides the visual things you can see, I think critically about a lot of things, and I I've had the opportunity to work in a lot of creative spaces here. So my position in Houston is like what the question was, it's just as a, what's it, like a conduit, you know, between different people, cultures and all that. Yeah, so.
I'm Sandra. I'm the director of Diverse Works. You already said that, I guess. I'm a Canadian-born, raised in Houston, New York educated, Houston returner. Similar to Henry, a little bit. Yeah. And I have basically my role here has been to engage artists with being able to present new work at Diverse Works, and also to figure out ways that that we can engage artists from areas outside of the central Houston area, or artists who are not part of the kind of traditional, conventional art scene in Houston. So that's what we're always kind of looking at, trying to figure out where are the artists that maybe haven't found their community or their place, and like how can we connect them to other artists.
So I have a follow-up question. Many of you have talked about artists that haven't found their place, or that are sort of outside of the circle that you guys are within. How does an artist, like probably many of the people in this room, connect with agencies or projects or resources that would allow them to further their agenda, but also further yours as sort of pedestal leaders in your own position?
Well, I will answer is to come to
Diverse Works.
And like talk to me and the other staff, and also and just let us know about work that you're making and performances that you're doing, so that we can come and experience those and start to make those connections. We do what we can to be out there, but like the more that we know about what's going on, the better. So, yeah.
Talk to people. I mean, it's really just talk to people. Collaboration, everybody already knows it by now. It's like the key to seeing your vision, your whatever personal dream go even further, and trying to sacrifice some of the stuff that I'm not even going to get into that, but like collaboration is just networking. Every job that I've ever had in the city, I worked at a number of places, from journalism to like the Station Museum to, it's all just been through networking. And it was never really like a resume thing or like an application thing. And I've made a lot of money doing it, so it works.
I'll second the part about just talking to people. I mean, when it comes to doing things like planning programming for Zine Fest Houston, the organizing team really is excited and interested in hearing from people who are part of the community who have ideas. And we've made some really great things happen at our festivals, for people just emailing us and saying, hey, I want to do this. Is there any way that we can make it happen? I think that there's a really eager and energetic community willing to work with you if you just reach out. And I think that is a big hurdle for people to overcome, especially when they're first kind of coming into trying to do that work. So I would really encourage you to just believe that there is a receptive community out there, because people who are in charge of those organizations really do want to hear from you.
Well, I'll just sort of reiterate what everyone else is saying, that yes, it's important to network, but make friends and establish good relations. diverse works in Xandra has been very, very critical to the development of my projects and my ideas, and so has many people here in this room. But what I'm trying to do in my project is try to extend that same hand. My project is for artists. My project is for groups who are interested in social justice, and especially when it comes to the neighborhoods that are right here that we are in. And I asked a number of people. I'm still waiting to hear back. So it's still open. I do not charge anyone to come and do something at my project space. That's the point.
What exactly are the services that you're offering? Because I don't think
the artist service is basically the platform itself. A space in the East End towards Magnolia.
Spaced up?
Is it spaced up?
Is it nice? Is it cool space?
Yeah, it's a cool space.
Yeah, that's your selling point.
Check it out.
He's not charging you to do cool shit all the time.
It is. Let me tell you how cool this is. Not only do groups like TEJAS, which is the Texas Environmental Justice for Advocacy Services, is willing to collaborate with individual artists and with the physical sponsorship of diverse works, but we also, the first time experimental action happened a few years ago, we had a little picnic there for them. We can have it in the evening, we can have it during the day. It can be inside and outside. I have this platform. The My Dolls have played here. Come on, guys. We want this from other institutions, but we have to do these things for ourselves and with each other. So this is what I'm trying to do. And it's available. I have cards if you want my information.
I guess what I have to add there is, I guess I'm talking in person is cool, and networking in person is cool, but to me, like going out and trying to network is like rolling the dice, which I don't care to do. So I think that y'all should put together your portfolio, get photos of your work, and send a bunch of fucking emails to everybody that you like. Choose those people, go online, look through the people that you want to work with, and send them a good email. Don't call me. Don't come to my gallery and try to ask me to show your work, please. Yeah, I think I prefer email. I think a lot of people prefer email, but a well-worded email with a lot of photos and maybe a website and maybe links to Instagram. Yeah, so send emails.
All right, so a final sort of two-part question for these guys. What are you excited about? Where do you go from here? And I'm excluding myself because I'm an outsider here, and that's the whole point of you guys have this up here. It's like, where does Houston go from here? And this can be a greater question of like community, the Houston area as a whole. And I understand that our community is sometimes exclusive. What are you doing, and what are you excited about, and where does the community as a whole go from here?
I'm the youngest one, I think, so I'm gonna say where I think, and y'all can come in. Youngest playing my shit. I think, like, moving forward, it's gonna be a whole lot more collaboration. I want to see more arts education just be disseminated throughout Greater Houston, which is why it's so beautiful that I'm sitting right here in Sandra. And that's one of the things they try to do is like reach outside of the concentration of culture, which is downtown, you know? Because I'm from the north side, and there's not really, like you notice growing up, when you come into the city, that the people, you know, they act a little different, you know, the kids are a little more cool, like they went to like different schools, and I'm like, yo, we grew up fucking, you know, we wasn't knowing about, we wasn't spray painting shit on the north side. But if you come down here and you see all this, you know, beautiful work and beautiful artists and like opportunities, and I think it would just be very valuable to see stuff like that expanded to Greater Houston instead of just downtown. So yeah, just let people get more angry.
What do you actually mean by downtown?
Basically, so I mean like inside of the loop
Yeah,
of
exactly.
6th
Okay.
of 6th actually.
Anybody downtown.
Well, I grew up off that decision, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into that.
So did I.
Okay, well, let me, I have a feeling that all of us are going to agree with you. Everyone's going to agree. And I know what Xandra will tell you about what Diverse Works is doing, which is one of the only institutions in the city to do that, but that happens. But yes, we need to bring artwork outside of the loop. It is a democratizing force. If we are complaining about the conservativeness of other counties, of places outside of Harris, of the suburbs, then we need to find ways to make connections with them. And we need to find ways to show them that culture, different ways of thinking, different ways of living, are available to everybody. And that it's not to be threatened. It's not a threat. It is something that is trying to be inclusive. At the same time, I will go ahead and say specifically one thing. Every major city in the United States has a Hispanic, Latinx, Mexican American collecting museum. Every major city in the United States, except Houston. Except Houston. We need that kind of museum here. We have to have that kind of museum. And we need to take the example of Diverse Works, and we need to show places like the Museum of Fine Arts that they should not be spending $500 million on something across the street. So that money that we're spending on I don't mean to be off my soapbox. I'll get off the soapbox.
Like that. And the Neil is over in Hager's home, so I don't know what they're doing up there.
Houston, I think there's a lot of great things happening. There's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of like openness to really, kind of expanding our understanding of where art can be and how it can happen. I mean, experimental action and the success of that is an example of the potential here for, so many cool things to happen. I mean, there's already stuff happening. So I'm super excited to see how the city grows and engages with all different art forms. Yeah, I think it's a good time to be here.
I feel like that Houston's probably not going to change. And I don't know if it's really changed that much in the last 30 years, but I guess that's for 50 years. As far as the arts or like big hot shit going on. Like it seems like the commercial art and like the museum realm is good and healthy, but I don't see anything like big coming. I don't get excited very much.
I think we need more writers, bro. Like there's not enough people writing about shit that's like happening around here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a big thing. So like if you're not writing about your own voice and like, or you're not sending it to somebody who you think is going to be of interest, like the level of press that's going to come out of Houston is never going to equal the same as what.
But that's like the sprawl. I blame everything on the sprawl, and I think that it's a curse that will never we're fucked. I mean, we're like a C or a B market forever. That's how I feel. I feel like everybody that like has a high ceiling should move.
But you don't gotta be that way. Like
that's just how I feel, and I'm trying to go.
Well, I think there is a lot to unpack, and a lot of it all sort of melts together. That's kind of how Houston is. It's this extremely, extremely complex place. It's layered like silt. But I feel like, for my part, I think everybody thinks at the time that they, came up or were having these experiences with art and organizing for the first time was the best time ever. Everybody thinks their time is the golden age. I really do feel, though, now that I've sort of put down the roots here and I've been here for long enough, I moved here in 2005, so I've lived here for a minute compared to where I've lived before in my life. And I think it's been really amazing to see the people that I was sort of organizing with and doing art events with in this sort of very playful manner really entering into their own and coming into their own. I mean, like experimental action and all these people who work at these institutions and are really working to change them and open them up to a real understanding of how to serve the community of Houston. We're so diverse and we are so spread out. And whether or not that's a good thing, I mean, we all may die in a flood, but that we have a very unique character in so many ways because of the way that the city came up. And I think that instead of trying to force it to be anything that it isn't, I think we should embrace the things that make it great. Like, where else in a major city in the US can you really afford to make the kind of experimental shit that we're making that is facilitated by this? I mean, it really is an amazing crucible for people to try things out, to be able to live relatively cheaply, and I mean, that's changing. You know, access to culture, but gentrification is threatening that here as everywhere. It's a ubiquitous threat, no matter where you go. So, you know, I think that it's really incumbent upon everybody to be aware of that, to realize that it's a challenge and an opportunity to organize more intelligently, more holistically, and more in tune with what is happening and how to get people to be connected, even if they're not physically together. So I think a big part of that effort, I think it's great to connect people with an arts community, to build a web. You know, why shouldn't the arts, you know, heart of Houston go out to the Grand Parkway? It's difficult because there are cultural blockages, but I don't think that they're anything more than superficial. Once people see what we're doing, I think they're more receptive in a way that they wouldn't be if there's so much removal. So I think I'm really optimistic, even though it's also tempered with a very heavy cynicism and awareness that, you know, climate change is real, late-stage capitalism is trash, or gentrifying everything. You know, like, Houston is a place where you make it happen in spite of the struggle. The struggle is what defines the work that you do here. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but like, I've met so many amazing people that I respect so much who are doing things that amaze me every day, and I just don't think that that would have happened in any other city. I think this is a really special place because of that.
I'm just going to reinforce what you have to say. I'm coming from a little bit of hindsight here, because before I left for New York way back when, more years than I care to say, the art scene in Houston was rather small compared to what we have here. The amount of complexity and diversity, not just in terms of ethnicity, but in terms of gender and identification, and the way one thinks, and the way all the different sort of interdisciplinary levels and intersections that we think about as artists, is so much more vast than it was back in the late 80s and the early 90s. You have no idea. Really, the art scene around this area pretty much existed either at the Axiom or at Commerce Street Warehouse, and that was it. That was it. There was very, very little. Now it is big and it's starting to become more expansive. It's starting to exert itself like what we have here. So the people are picking up the ball, like Julia. So ready to go. And I find myself very, very lucky to be back in New York, to be part of this part of Houston. And I'm trying to do everything I can to support everyone and ask for support and be supportive for others. So I think this is a very great time to be here, an artist in Houston, and we have to just work that much more harder. There's a lot of fairness and justice.
I do agree, and I'm sorry. We have to move on. But I really appreciate you guys being part of the panel, and thank you guys for listening. I hope you found this beneficial. I totally agree that I was blown away actually by Houston, and I moved back to here's the fourth, and it's been awesome. Absolutely. So I thank you again, and if any of you guys are interested in making connections and these nice folks, please talk to them.
Nice to us.